All right, welcome to another episode of Onboarding Sessions. Today we are looking at FYI, for your information. This is an app where you can find all of your documents, right? Pretty useful across a number of services instead of having things in different places. You can basically connect those services, Google Docs, Slack, email, and see them all in one place. So what's interesting about this onboarding session is that this is not yet a paid product. However, I do happen to know they are working towards one, seeing as I recently received a survey asking if I'd be disappointed should FYI disappear. So this is clearly a patient approach by the FYI team to figure out, do they have enough value to begin offering a paid version of this product. So we're really looking at a freemium that at one point may have a premium aspect to it. But what I do want to show you and mention really is that I've actually made this my homepage. And while I do have things like Alfred and other time-saving tools, whenever I open a Chrome tab, it does come to FYI because it gives me a chance to see what's happening. Just to give you a sense of what's going on here, I do like things like this people search over here. I'm able to click on any of my coworkers and see kind of what they've been updating. And what's really interesting is from a Google Doc perspective or from any of Google Suite, I'm able to see a lot of metadata around who's involved in this project and what's been going on lately, who's updated, and I can go ahead and click over into Slack and see what's going on since I'm running some Slack communities over there as well. So I really do like how simple this is. Really, in this section here, we have the feed. My activity feed actually is currently not turned on, but I could adjust that. Or I can simply start a new Google Doc or Sheet or Slide, which I use quite frequently as well, instead of going through Google's piece. So really what they're providing me here is a chance to save a lot of time and also stay up to date on what is happening in my sphere in terms of my work. Now, from an onboarding standpoint, we can see that they're keeping it really simple. Basically, the way this worked is I was added into FYI, and I was asked, what services are you using and can you connect them? So I was slowly adding this feature. I do also know that I played around with some lists. Like from a project management standpoint, it's nice to have a list to share things. However, it seems like that wasn't as crucial for other users beyond myself, and so that was removed. Now, from an onboarding standpoint, I think I'm pretty happy. And by the way, you can see here some more apps that they've added. Actually, they've added a ton in here. This is like really insane because the last time I even checked over here, really only had G Suite, Slack, Dropbox. So since they've added Trello, which I may go ahead and add, and it looks like they don't quite have, yep, we do have Gmail in here as well. So quite interesting to see that they've been hustling on there and to add even more services to create this interface layer. Quite valuable because of how well it saves time. Quite valuable. So where do they go from here in terms of getting me to pay for something? I'm not really sure. I think they have to help me understand how much time I'm saving by having this all at the click of a button, and also being able to open a new Google Doc at the click of a button. Now, Google Docs, as you'll see in later onboarding sessions, is not my go-to app for writing. It really depends. I have a few go-tos, although it is very solid for collaboration. So from an onboarding standpoint, I'm really happy with what FYI is doing here. It's really easy to use. I made it my default new tab in Chrome, and it saved me a lot of time. So I'm really, at this point, going to go ahead and give them an A, although I don't know what they're going to do next in terms of getting me to pay, like to complete the onboarding, to get me into a premium stage, but we'll see. What can they do to get me to pay is a really good question. What would they do? I think they'd have to make it so I can do even more project management than I am doing. I think they're giving me the freedom right now to see what has changed in my feed, but I would like the opportunity to leave myself just a few notes about what I'm working on next, so that this becomes my dashboard for my work, since at the moment I'm using other apps for that. So that's my quick thoughts on the onboarding for FYI, and I'll see you in onboarding sessions in the next episode. Take care.